Well, it's a quick chat with Scott Rogan from Royalcom Cinemas. How are you, Scott?
Hey, very good, Michael.
Scott, I know you specialise in design, build and the services. One thing that we get asked a lot of, and a few inquiries do come through, people who've already got existing systems and maybe not performing, or they're, they're halfway through and they've kind of gone, Yeah. You've got this range of services there that help these people kind of, who may think they're stuck in the middle of nowhere kind of thing, stuck in the middle. Well, what are you doing for these people now, Scott?
Yeah. Yeah, look, we see that as really important. Obviously, a real shame actually is when we see systems that are underperforming, probably done poorly in the first place. Maybe people have moved home and they've inherited the cinema system as they've moved house, and it's already in there and they really don't know where to start with it. It might be mostly functioning, maybe not fully. It might be their own system they've had for 5 or 10 years and they think an upgrade's due. A lot of people in this in-between zone, and yeah, it's sort of a disservice to not be able to sort of, take note of what's already been invested in that room, try and leverage what's there, but certainly create a plan that can move people into the right next steps before spending thousands of dollars on a new piece of equipment, or maybe even getting a good bit of equipment that suits the purpose, but it's sitting on top of some fundamental flaws, which is really letting down the whole system. So yeah, we've got, depending on where people are at, we've got sort of 4 main services to help people with existing systems at the moment, which we think, judging by all the calls we've had over the years, seem to really hone in and deliver people just what they need, but also, yeah, not just what people want, which is the problem in the past, but what they need, so we can really service people best.
Scott, people say, well, they've got this, they've just bought the house, nice, and they're sitting, and they want to get the maximum out of it. They probably, for one of your specialised technicians to come out and do the initial assessment, some people get a bit frightened on pricing. They go, oh, can I afford this? What are they going to charge? I mean, you're at the top of your game, you're high tech. What are your pricings like?
Yeah, look, we've sort of got, we've got a few different levels. So for some people, they've just got to fix something immediately. The system's running fine, suddenly that part doesn't work anymore. So we just have a standard call out, it's a minimal fee. It's usually like a 1 hour included, a bit like a plumber or an electrician. And it might be about $160, something like that. Trained professional that knows their stuff, and they can go in there and examine the system. And usually, if it was working before or not now, hopefully we can get that rectified and you're back up and running. If not, of course, we'll have a report and a review and a recommendation included with that package on what needs to happen next.
Yeah.
And look, because cinema systems are comprised of audio products, video products, networking products, automation, different connections and configurations, you really do need someone that's in the game to get maximal value and a very quick result, versus maybe the antenna guy that kind of dabbles with this stuff might not hit the mark. The electrician might not hit the mark. So, our team is certainly very focused on understanding a complex home cinema and making sure that, we look after what's there, we fix the issue. But as a bit of a bonus, usually the guys will certainly go, hey, by the way, this and that might be required. But yeah, so we offer a fixed service on something that's on demand and not working as one of the things we do, yeah.
Wonderful. And just on that, you do have the fixed service. When you install your MyMax cinemas, I mean, I've been with you when you've set your calibrations and you quite often just tweak those things. Someone who's bought a MyMax cinema from you, is that part of the package? You go back annually something and tweak this calibration? Does it need that type of work for your systems?
Yeah, I mean, obviously when we deliver a MyMax project, it's completely calibrated and programmed to top specs at handover. We schedule in at 12 months a recalibration of the system and a checkup. And also 24 months included on our system. So actually for the first 2 years, the system's fully tuned, fully serviced, and there's zero cost to the client at all. And then we go on to a maintenance program after that. You know, electronics can and do fail. There's some configuration that might somehow go out of check when, you know, the teenage nephew comes around and thinks he knows better. Or, you know, the cleaners or an electrician comes in and might upset part of the rack. So we like to keep an eye on and make sure that everything's running, tickety-boo in that respect. So that's all inclusive with you know, our build and our sort of done.
I just think it sets. I think it just shows you that the standards you actually set for your company. I think that's just excellent. That's why I just want to touch on that so people understood what the level you're playing at. So people who've already got systems, what's some of the other services they can grab from
definitely.
you guys?
So you've got, you know, fixing an immediate issue, something we can help out with for sure. We've also got professional calibration. So this is for when you might DIY a project, you might have had another team put it together. There's not a lot of professional calibrators out there. And we can do this with both full-fledged cinemas, both surround sound, Dolby Atmos, high-end projection. We've worked on top-end Barco units, which the same projectors as you find in IMAX and leading commercial spaces and studios, through to, you know, the little baby projectors, which get a massive lift off even at least a basic level calibration. So that's really a bit like getting a Ferrari or a race car, sticking it on the track and actually tuning it up to suit purpose. And of course the performance increase there's a lot of performance sitting on the table just in tuning. Also actually for TVs as well. So flat panel TVs, we don't do much of them in the way of cinemas, but of course we've got heaps of enthusiasts that are buying these beautiful new OLED flat panel TVs, and we can calibrate them, get the beautiful natural picture, and even day-night modes. So if you're viewing during the day with the sport, it's really bright, really dynamic, really punchy. And if you're viewing during the evening with the movies, then it's more subtle and it gives you more depth, and you get a lot more you know, finer quality out of the picture without burning your eyeballs out, because these TVs can get pretty bright. So so professional calibration is a really big thing. We offer that to anyone that really just wants to level up and peace of mind that their system's running at top performance, podium performance.
Yeah, because it really is an investment. And I suppose you've got those people stuck in the middle that are going, but my system's, you know, 4 or 5 years old, maybe it wasn't you guys that put it in the first place. Do you offer a service for, you know, assessing and upgrading people so they can speed up, get the system back up to where it should be? Yeah,
definitely. You know, it's that same old story of you don't know where you need to go, like how to get to where you want to go unless you know where you are first, right? So these systems out there which may have a certain amount of talent or ability, we want to assess that and know what we can actually build upon, rather than just sort of go, oh, you need whole new stuff. Or presume, this is what happened earlier on with us, is we'll come out and we'll sort of do a consultation, maybe 1 hour. Oh, yep, your stuff all looks pretty good, and we'll add to that. And later on discover that the stuff was maybe a bit faulty or broken. Like we didn't test it fully. And the thing is, the client never had it even calibrated properly from the start. So no one ever knew the fidelity of the products they already had. So where we like to start now is actually do what we call a cinema audit. Senior technician who's actually a lead calibrator will pop out. We'll do a discovery meeting, which is really working out where we need this thing to go from the client's point of view. Review the room, review the acoustics, measure the existing products, validate their functionality, and really kind of add into that a lot of what our design planning incorporates as well. So a cinema audit really gets the nuts and bolts right. And we need to know what we're going to work with, what needs to be shown on the door, what parts need to change, what parts need to be fixed before we start adding to it. And that just services people so much better. And it means when we execute stage 1 or the full level of this upgrade, then when that all comes together, it all works. Rather than, oh, actually, this bit's not quite right, or, yeah, there's too much presumption. So we package that up and kind of do what maybe should have been done from the start, which is at least a first layer of calibration. which the first layer of calibration is really verification, making sure what we have works and how it works. And that's the foundation for really taking a system to the next level.
Wow, taking it to the next level. Look, talk about taking it to the next level. I mean, you guys have taken this business to the next level, but have I missed anything out on your services that you provide, Scott?
Yeah, look, I guess the other bit in between is just some one-on-one consultation. People might sort of be abroad as well, so they need a conversation about what they've got, where they want to go. So we're doing some consult layer. Certainly we can pop out and visit people in Perth, in home, and we can also do some Skype or Zoom conversations as well with people. There's a survey form, get you to fill that out, shoot us the photos and the images and some measurements. So we've got a really great brief, and then we'll deep dive into where they need to go next. And yeah, we've got like a minimal charge on that to get going, and then we just book that out by 15 minutes on where we need to go next. And that can just sort of give people what they need when they need it. Yeah, check availability, and we can schedule that in. And again, that will be with one of our senior design team, myself or Andrew Paul, who's our master calibrator. So you're getting the right information, but asking the right questions, we're getting the right information from you as well to really drive those next steps. So again, it's all about planning for us. We really want to have a really clear path, which means spending some time in this discovery section, spending some time understanding what's already happening, so we're not repeating mistakes.
How do they make a service inquiry, Scott? What's the best way for them at the moment?
At the moment, best through our Facebook page. You can messenger us there. We're building a brand new website. It's a little bit of a long time coming because the Rogue brand was sort of born.
But it will be exciting.
Yeah, Rogue brand was born a year ago, and we're kind of half hanging off our old IQ business or company. So the new Rogue website's not far away, and that will have automated calendars and links in there. It's going to be super easy. It's going to flesh out a little bit more about what we're doing, how we're doing it, some price guides as well as the availability.